as weekends go, that one was pretty much as bad as it gets. Not only did the Blues slip into the bottom three, as you all sort of half thought they would, the Reds were 8 points clear at the top. I'm joined by Matt Jones to try and make sense of everything that happened at Burnley and what happens next. We've asked for your views on Twitter, so we'll go through them as well. Matt, first initial thoughts on the fallout from the weekend?
Broken, mate, really. Just absolutely broken. I'm wrapping my other team today, the Indianapolis Colts, who actually won last night, so they salvaged the weekend to some degree.
Are they like comparably Everton for the NFL?
They wear the same colour, which is why I ended up supporting them.
Are these much of a basket case or?
No, but they've actually got a good team to be proud of at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And like they lost the star player who unexpectedly retired in pre-season.
Yeah.
And have been, they just sort of got on with it and been dead good.
It's Everton 2004, that isn't it?
Yeah, and they, yeah, it is, yeah. And they went to probably the best team in the league at the moment last night and won. So,
sort of thing we can only dream of, that, isn't it?
And, well, the only bad thing was that it was on at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I couldn't stay up and watch it, unfortunately. But apart from that, mate, but just very, very flat.
Yeah.
Very flat. What about you?
Same. I mean, I completely avoided the game at the weekend. I wouldn't say I had no interest in watching it, but I couldn't be bothered watching us again do the same old thing, and it was the same formation. I saw that. Sort of followed that on WhatsApp. It was quite a nice experience, really. Just getting scores through like the old teletext thing.
Yeah.
Just every now and then. But I've since, purely for this video, looked at the highlights. I've watched the highlights. If you've not seen the goals and a bit of the action from Saturday, here it is from the Everton FC YouTube channel.
We're sorry.
And Nick Pope away to his left-hand side, pushes it behind. In fact, it's Sigurdsson who strikes, and Nick Pope away to his left-hand side, pushes it behind for the corner. It was a fairly comfortable save for Nick Pope. Sigurdsson's played it out wide for Richarlison. Richarlison, 5 yards outside the penalty area, now on the edge of the 18-yard box, in for Iwobi, trying to get room for a shot at goal. He does, it's deflected and just wide. It had wrong-footed the goalkeeper, Nick Pope, who was completely flat-footed. Had it been on target, he wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. Seamus Coleman receiving from Sigurdsson. Coleman's into the penalty area. Coleman's pulled it back for Sigurdsson, who's got a shot. It's fallen to Iwobi. His shot is blocked by Lowton, and it will be cleared by Dwight McNeil eventually. But that was an opportunity for Everton. And now he plays it wide for Richarlison. Opportunity here for Everton. Richarlison wraps it goalwards. He hit it powerfully, but it was straight at goalkeeper Nick Pope. Dwight McNeil is felled, and Seamus Coleman might just be in trouble here, because Dwight McNeil is holding his face as if to say he's been elbowed in the face by Seamus Coleman. Taken by Westwood. It's deep and it's into the net from Jeff Hendrick. Volleyed into the net by Jeff Hendrick from the corner of the 6-yard box. It was that similar corner to the one we saw in the first half. Left-footed into the 6-yard box and headed goalwards, but wide. And it was Michael Keane as well, looking to score against his former club, and the ball rather hit him rather than him meeting it with his head.
Yeah, so that was pretty diabolical, wasn't it?
Awful, mate, yeah.
It's the old zonal marking rearing its head again, but I just put it down to bad defending.
Yeah.
There's plenty of teams. We had this probably about the same time last year it started, didn't it?
Yeah. It was what was even more annoying about it, and like, you say like you didn't watch on Saturday, but obviously you watched the highlights, not for this, but if you did go back and watch the full game, what you're thinking it would be like in your head is exactly what it was like.
Well, yeah, I was thinking that I didn't see the game, but going by what everyone said, I felt like I've seen the game about a million times.
We have seen this performance like a million times.
Yeah, it's classic Everton away.
Yeah, I think on the post-match show, Paddy said it was very similar to the Watford game last year, where we were pretty abject in the main that day, had a few little flashes, and then they scored from a set piece, I think, in the second half.
Yeah.
And you just knew that once that goal went in, that was it, the game was over and done with. And it was dead similar to that. It's similar in a sense that I think Marco Silva felt very much, maybe not on the brink, but he's got his feet about a few metres back and he's starting to look over a bit.
Yeah.
I think now he is probably a bit more on the brink, but it was a bit like that. And I remember, Paddy and Dave came out to mine to watch it, and we did the post-match afterwards, and we were speaking about what we thought was going to happen before the game. I think me and you had this conversation to a degree on what's the score last week as well, and we sort of said that you can see it probably been an even game for a bit, then putting a bit of pressure on in the second half, and us ultimately just fading under it, falling a bit. So conceding a soft goal, and then that'll be it. And I think I said 1-1 last week because I thought we might be able to scramble a goal late on or something like that, but it was just all so predictable. But I suppose when you've got a manager who's reluctant to change his tactics and reluctant to change his personnel, then you're going to keep getting the same sort of performance. So yeah, just very flat at the moment.
I've got this image now after you're saying about on the brink of like Wile Coyote stood on the cliff edge and the cliff's just crumbling behind him.
He's basically in that bit where Wile Coyote is over the edge and he's not realised yet, so he's still hovering in mid-air that split second, and he looks down and then he goes. Yeah.
It's very much like that, isn't it? So like to sort of pick up on that now, because everyone's sort of like, I think people are expecting this announcement that he's going to get the boot, but what do you think is going to happen? It's Monday now as we're recording this. There's been no word from the club at all. Where do you think they're going to go with it? Do you think he'll go this week in this sort of extended break where I think a lot of people want the club to just take advantage now, get rid, someone new in, he gets a couple of weeks with the players before that crucial West Ham game? What do you think?
I think he'll be in charge for West Ham. I think he was going to go. We would have heard by now. I imagine it would have been done on Sunday or this morning. And I think you sort of get the journalists that are being briefed, don't you? And I think if there's going to be any sort of indication from it, we would have had someone coming out by now and saying the club are considering his position, so and so is maybe in the frame and that kind of thing. We've had nothing like that yet, but no one was like, we'll finish recording this, and he'll be gone.
Breaking news with the yellow bottle on the bottom.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. But no, he said himself, it was quite straight for him to say actually that the West Ham game is must win. You don't really hear a manager speaking in those terms very often. But maybe that's a little bit of a look behind the curtain for us. Maybe someone at the club sort of giving them that indication that, listen, things are going very, very badly at the moment. You're going to get this game and West Ham to essentially turn things around.
Yeah.
But even that one's got all the whole, early kick-off on a Saturday against a team who were good on the break, and even that one feels like a tough one. But I think we're all sort of trapped in this conundrum at the moment where I think most of us, I'd probably say myself included now, don't necessarily think he's the right fella for it. And even if he pulls it back a little bit, you can see us being in this situation again a few months down the line, and that's ultimately not where we want to be. But I think in the same breath, we don't want to get stuck in this never-ending cycle of just getting someone in, they do all right, start the next season badly, get rid of them, and then do it again, and then do it again. So I think we all want to give them a chance, and we all want to be patient, and we've all said that that they're all going to be required. But doing it when saying that and adhering to that when we're in it and when we're losing 4 games in a row, it is really hard, isn't it? It doesn't feel like there's anything to even hang your hat on at the moment. There's nothing in the team that's saying, if we get that right or we tweak this, then we could potentially make strides here and things might start to change. At the moment, it feels like just everything is broken about this team.
Yeah, it's almost impossible because he won't change anything.
Yeah,
I think Paddy said on the post-match, or someone did. I mean, I think Paddy was saying about the whole team's broken, didn't he? He said they don't attack well, they don't defend well, the midfield's non-existent. Yeah. But the fact that we can all see that, he must see that, but he's not changing anything, and that's the problem. We're not coming out of the Burnley game going, well, you know what, he did this to try and change it, that didn't work. Even halfway through the game, he can change it.
Yeah.
Do you know, if we're not making any inroads attacking wise, lash another fella up front, give their defenders something to think about. It's rudimentary and it's basic, but we're getting beat by basic rudimentary sides, aren't we?
And I think that's where the turn usually happens with fans, isn't it? I think this happened probably to a more spectacular degree with Roberto Martinez based on what he'd come out of the game and say. Because I think you lose faith with the supporters when you come out after a match, and I think Silva did this the weekend. He thought we were unlucky to get beat, and you don't think Coleman's red card was particularly fair and all that kind of thing. And you're sitting there on your phone, or you listen to it on the radio or whatever, you're going, what on earth? Like,
Yeah.
really? Is that actually what you think? And I know there's a duty of care to the players, and he's probably trying to protect them to a degree, but it feels like it's gone beyond that now.
Yeah. He did the same after Sheffield United.
Yeah.
He said we should never have lost that game, but
Yeah.
I mean the stats sort of bore that out. But anyone who watched it, we didn't deserve anything from them.
Yeah, and I think that is ultimately where that change can happen. I think some people have pointed to various things, but I think we're not football managers. But I think everybody who watches Everton regularly and goes to the game will think that they know the football, and they do know the football. Because you go and watch this team week in, week out, they know this side, they know this football club. And when you've got your figurehead coming out of the games like Burnley the weekend and Sheffield United, as you said, and going, do you know what, we would have been unlucky there.
Yeah.
And you sort of go, nah. I think that very quickly kind of rode the faith.
And I think it's I think the reason there seems to be a massive existential crisis, at least on Twitter anyway, is because we have seen it all before. And as you said, it just seems to be a constant cycle now.
Yeah.
Since Roberto Martinez, we've had that stability with Moyes. It was not spectacular, but Christ, what we give for that now.
Yeah.
Where
are you with it all?
Me? Well, I think I can see the merits of giving him the break and the West Ham game, but he needs to change it. The West Ham game, even if we do get beat, there's got to be something different. If I turn up at that ground and it's that same team and that same formation, I'll be tempted to just walk out.
Yeah.
Because I've got no interest in it at all. I don't want to see it. If it's not worked in any of these games now, why is it suddenly going to work against West Ham? The only reason it might is because we do have a bit of a thing over West Ham.
Yeah.
But even that didn't happen last year. There's been a couple of games lately where they've done us at home. I think I am with to go to Twitter, and I agree with my dad actually, who tweeted if West Ham has become the latest must-win game, and we win it but then lose at Brighton, what happens then? I think we're just putting the inevitable off unless we win the next 4 or 5 games, including the cup game, which I can't see. I would agree with that, and I don't know, to sort of take the point a bit further, it now feels like we've been doing that for the past 25 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just like staving off some sort of inevitable mediocrity or relegation or something.
Yeah, and I think that point's a great one, because if you think back to, mentioned that Watford game earlier last season, I think on one of the shows then, I sort of made the point that it's going to have to take something quite spectacular for him to get back in favour with the fans, because morale was low then and faith in him was low then, and I think that game in particular, going to Watford, stinking the place out. Sigurdsson on the left wing that day. Richarlison, played poorly. You just sort of thought, this is already embarrassing, and you got a long way to go here. And you think about it, it did take something quite spectacular for him to pull things around with that faith again. Going that the run of games, the Liverpool game, Arsenal game, Chelsea game, United game, and barely to finish the season off. That no one could foresee that happening. No one could foresee those 5 wins, and we had a couple of good performances away from home as well. And you're looking at it now and I think that's absolutely right, because if we beat West Ham, everyone's going to be going, all right, we've won at home against a decent side, that's fine. But I think we're in such a position now where we are so low, it doesn't take much for that little tiny morsel of faith that might be accrued by West Ham to be taken away again if we lose against Brighton, or we lose against Spurs, the week after that. And that's the situation we're in now. But in the same breath, it's why it's such a juggernaut, because there's no one who's out there. I genuinely maybe the club will have someone in mind, but it is probably the worst possible time to be sacking your manager. Yeah. You think back to what happened when we got rid of Ronald Koeman, and we just ambled around for 5 weeks. Yeah. And then eventually just panicked when it got Sam Allardyce, and then the season was effectively a write-off. Chico Azul wrote a fantastic piece for Grand Old Team, which I was reading before, and it said it's absolutely unforgivable that the club is in a situation where they could be doing something similar again in that regard. And I don't mean going against Sam Allardyce, but sacking your manager so close into so early in the campaign and panicking and having to go get somebody else in to be a quick fix. It's absolutely remarkable. But no, I think that's a great point, and that's why I feel as though it's going to take something quite extraordinary for him to turn it around now. Yeah, that's sort of exactly how I felt after the Man City game, because it was like they put that performance in, and you felt that bought him a bit of time to play that same formation and everything. And it did, and he went again, and it didn't work. Matthew Barry at AFC Matt, become a bit of a sort of Samaritan's mailbag. We're here to help. We're going to try and make people feel a bit better about things. He said we talk about we should and why don't we when it comes to changing mentality and perception about Everton,
but we never talk about how we will do it. Who needs to lead the change? The board changing manager again, or the manager changing the players again, or something else. Now, it does all seem pretty intangible at the minute, because we tried different types of manager. We've got completely different players now, because that was one of the things, wasn't it? It's a lot of Moyes' boys. And you know, they haven't got that winning mentality. We've got players who've won stuff. We've got totally new team, and we've bought a couple of exceptions, and we're exactly the same.
Yeah,
we're just falling apart under the slightest bit of pressure.
Yeah.
It's back to last season. So I don't know whose responsibility this is. Now, ultimately, it's the manager, but the players have got to take a lot of the blame as well, because they're just not doing it themselves on the pitch. There's no accountability in that team at all.
I think this question's an interesting one, because, and I think ultimately, in my opinion, it just goes back to the quality of your players. And you know, there's a lot of players we've got who are really like, you know, we really like Andre Gomez, really like Luca Dean. You know what I mean? He's had a good season. You know, you can even look at people like Kurt Zuma when he came last year, and people like that, and you know, Moise Keane as well. You know, I think he's going to be a good player for us. But you've ultimately got to look at it and think, if these lads were elite players who were capable of playing for a top 4 side in the Premier League, they wouldn't be at Everton.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't just mean in terms of quality, but I mean in terms of mentality and those kind of things as well. You know, because if they had the temperament to match the talent, or the talent to match the temperament in the case of some of them, they'd still be at Barcelona or Roma or PSG, or, you know, Zuma's at Chelsea now. And I think that's ultimately where we fall down on this. I think, but then people frame this as like a mentality thing, you know, it's Everton that. But I think the mentality starts changing when you get better players through the door. And I think that's where maybe what Brands is trying to do in regards to bringing in, you know, I think people like Richarlison, you know, maybe not necessarily the fee, but players like him who have come from abroad, who are on an upward trajectory in their career, I think they're the type of signings that we need to sort of get, and players that can potentially build with us. Maybe you sell one off every couple of years and you go from there. But players who have been at those elite clubs and are taking a, you know, it's horrible to say, but a step down coming to us, you know, what's their mentality like? You know,
what's the motivation? Kind of thing.
I've said this. I already said this a couple of years ago. At Stoke, on a
that's where we're headed.
It was before we played them on the opening day of the season.
Yes,
when
I remember.
When played, and I think me and Dave were talking about it, and they sort of said that there must be a lot of lads there who've, you know, been to places like Barcelona and those sorts of places, and you know, Shaqiri was there then as well, Bayern Munich, and you must sort of look at it and go, what are we all doing here? No, how we all ended up here?
Have a bit of the Britannia in the snow, I can understand that.
And that's not a great, and I don't think it's reached those levels yet, of course, but maybe there's a bit of that. And I think ultimately things like mentality and, you know, all those sorts of things that Matt mentioned in his question there, they all fall in line when you get better footballers ultimately, and your recruitment's better. But
then to that degree, do you then need a better manager? Because if they look at him and think,
well, it's the same,
he's not much older than us, what's he done? What's he ever won? And you lose a bit of respect.
Yeah.
You know, you see like Mourinho, he goes to a club, and then within 3 years they've had enough of him, and they're like, they're just not playing for him yet. He's someone who's won absolutely everything there is to win. So you kind of look at, I think someone put up on Twitter our last managerial appointments. We got Martinez from Wigan, we got Koeman from Southampton, we got Allardyce, we got and then we got Silva from Watford. It's like you're taking very sort of low level managers. You're not really aiming high with your manager at all. I mean, I know Martinez potentially was on an upward trajectory because he'd won the FA Cup. I suppose Silva potentially he did all right at Watford. But is that enough to inspire these players and to sort of have them fighting for his cause? Is that enough? Because you've got to wonder about the mentality of the footballers.
Do you mean in terms of the level of manager we're going after, or just the actual managers themselves?
The sort of level of manager we're going after. We've never really aimed dead. I mean, Koeman.
I think at the time we all sort of thought Koeman was a coup.
Yeah, but I think if you look at his managerial record, he wasn't really, was he? I think we were all taken in by his playing days and the fact that he did have a good season at Southampton. But
let me ask you something now, right? If you could pick anyone in the world to come and manage Everton now, who would you pick?
But just anyone in the job?
Yeah.
I'd Nick Klopp off them.
Okay, no, but apart from it,
just to do that, I think.
Someone who, just anyone then. Anyone, you pick anyone to come in now.
gone blank now.
But it's hard to...
It is difficult, like
because it's like the same with the players, you know, ultimately, one of these managers wouldn't be...
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to get an elite manager, unfortunately. If we're going to get a manager, if that's the sack Silva tomorrow and when it appointed someone on Friday, we'd be having conversations on our show and people would be going, well, he's got this, this and this, but you've got to look at this bad thing he's done here and this bad thing he's done here.
Well, I'm hoping Pochettino walks on Spurs and we just lash a load of money at him, but...
It's just we're in that awkward position now, aren't we?
Yeah, I think I mean, that is the problem. I mean, you look like, to go back to Klopp with them, you look at, they got rid of Rodgers after a pretty mediocre finish. Because he was about 8th in the table, wasn't he? They got rid of him because Klopp came available, and they just looked at that.
They can command.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
But with us now, we're not in that position, and there's actually no one who you think we could go in and get him.
Yeah.
So it is hard, but the whole thing's just very uninspiring.
Broken,
isn't it?
aren't we?
completely broken. We're completely knackered.
I mean, honestly, it'd be interesting to get people's opinions on that. Like, who they could pick anyone to come in now.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, you know, because we're not going to get him in a million years, but I'd say Simeone.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that's the issue they've got now, because they're not going to go out and I know what you're saying about aiming high with managers, but any manager who's in a good job at the moment will look at our situation and go, do you know what?
Yeah.
I do not fancy that. You know, it's not just the team at the moment either. It's a club that have gone, you know, potentially coming up towards 25 years without winning a trophy. We're a fan base that's really anxious, that's got a squad which is, you know, a bit of a mishmash of previous regimes and all that kind of thing, and, you know, a club which has had failure since David Moyes left. It's all these factors that I was like an up-and-coming young manager, apart from the fact you probably get paid an absolute wedge, which may overrule all of that, but there'll be things you'll be looking at Everton and going, do you know what, might just stay away from that, because every other manager who's gone there recently has stripped up and struggled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Silva's still here, so...
Well, yeah, it's a big point, isn't it?
For now, yeah.
Let us know in the comments then if there's anyone you can think of who will be that good. And you can't say me.
Not Klopp.
Not Klopp.
People will be subscribing as we go.
It's to do that, it's more than anything else. I'm thinking multi-levels here. Bobby C, 1878. I would ask the club, that's the players, manager, whoever, to stop the post-defeat platitudes and excuses and spin and just say nothing and instead do something positive on the field. Then no post-win false dawn shite, but a simple statement of humble satisfaction and move on. It's almost impossible, isn't it? Because they've got a duty to come out and they've got to make statements, and the manager's not going to throw the players under the bus. But there's fine lines in what you do, isn't it? You don't come out and say, we were unlucky there if you weren't, but you don't throw your players under the bus either.
What would you want to see now, then? Like,
after the post-match?
If they keep it Silva, I mean, I think it's to a point now where the speculation's sort of grown to a degree where they're not on vote of confidence, but it sort of feels like they might have to say or do something. I mean, do you want to see like an interview of him? Do you want to see an interview with the captain? Do you want to see an interview with Marcel Brands? Or, like Bobby says there, do you want to just keep still until the next game? Just nothing.
Just do whatever you got to do in this 2 weeks to try and get everything back in order. If there's players who are close to fitness, try and get them back to fitness as quickly as possible and make some changes. I think that's the ultimate thing we all want to see, isn't it? We want to see him trying something different. If we turn up at West Ham,
what do you want to see the club
from the club?
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like I said, if they can't win,
it's a tricky one for them because they've got to keep the presence on social media up. They've got to do media stuff. They've got to put these things out, but they can't be seen to be too happy about it, can they? But I mean, even the on this day stuff, I like that. It's like, it's a nice little think back to nice things that have happened. But then people slag them for that and say, "What are you telling us about that for? That was ages ago, and it's irrelevant." But you just got to keep ticking over.
So, it's a Twitter account which puts nothing else. Just give us goal updates, lads. That's fine.
Just deactivate everything, including the club, and then we'll all do something better with our Saturdays.
Thomas Cookers,
Stephen, Denegaf 17, Everton out.
Everton out. That's,
I agree with that.
Hashtag,
Rob Ayer 1878, Silver out. Paul Roberts.
I mean, we did ask people if they just wanted the events, to be fair. It's not just like... We welcome the anger.
PD Roberts, 1968, no relation, I don't think anyway. I might be. Thinking of selling my season tickets on StubHub and spending whatever fools decide to pay for it on amphetamines, spirits and fireworks ahead of an impromptu show in the Birkenhead Tunnel. I am totally there if this goes ahead.
That sounds amazing.
I might do the same.
So what sort of shows you got in mind?
I don't know, it involves fireworks and amphetamine, so that's enough for me.
Spirits and fireworks. God, that's a bit of a mad combination, that.
It's a hell of a show in the tunnel, what?
That'd be bosh, yeah.
Yeah, Paul, tell us more.
Maybe that's why the Beckner tunnel's closed all the time.
It could be,
Paul's
yeah.
just having his mad amphetamine parties in the tunnel. Let's just go a while.
Yeah, get us the invite, mate.
I mean, Stunham's another issue. I'm not going to go into it now, but come on.
Yeah.
That's another...
Doesn't sit well, does
It's
it?
another bad thing they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. But, I mean, as much as... That's the issue with it, we can't stay away.
No, that's it.
No,
we can't. They know they've got us.
It's like after the Anfield Derby every year, I come out and I go, do you know what, I'm never going there again. Like, it can't get any worse. And then the next year it's like, well, our tickets are out again.
Yeah.
You know.
That's it, isn't it?
It's the fear of missing out, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's not going to be this year.
You think if we're there for that one. Matthew Graham, Matthew G, 1980 agrees with you. If they sack him, there has to be a new appointment announced at the same time or the next day. We can't have a 5-week Unsworth vacuum. Quite the sound of an Unsworth vacuum. It's like a Dyson.
Yeah.
A shark.
It wouldn't be like a slick new Dyson though, would it?
It'd be a massive industrial.
It'd have like the old bag on the back and everything, wouldn't it? Just makes a horrible sound.
Just a massive pair of Everton shorts on the back.
It just makes a horrible grunting sound as it goes around, picking up all the rubbish off the floor.
Yeah, I could do without a French phone. At CJEFC for life. Commitment, that.
Yeah.
Really don't understand this persistence with 4-2-3-1. Might do a Ted Rogers with that. Here you go.
I think you did 3 last night.
There was a Ted Rogers used to do on 3-2-1.
Ah,
They slowed it down and his fingers are all over the shot.
Ah, okay.
So,
Missed the joke there. Yeah.
it's one for the dads and older uncles in the room, I think.
Got over my head, that, yeah.
It's obviously not working anyway. Everyone can see that except Silva. Why not have 5-3-2? Yeah, I agree with that, with Keane and Calvert-Lewin. I'm sure he played that way at Watford. If it's the same old next game, he has to go. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does make sense.
So we said that before the Burnley game. You know, we did 5 at the back last year. Try it again this year because that defence. But again, it was a set piece, so it didn't really matter, did it? Because I think those defenders would have done the same thing.
Yeah, they're in that zone anyway, aren't they? But
yeah.
It's hard, mate. I think, you know, at least if we go to West Ham, we try 4-3-3 and Sigurdsson's on the bench, and you know, we get a bit more freedom from the attacking players. We all might be a bit happier, but you know, it's got to a point now where it's not like the confidence is so low anyway.
Yeah.
Like we'll change it and go to a different system. It's just hard. It's hard to know what he's going to do going to that game. But you know, everyone's been saying about his 4-3-3, his preferred system and all that. And I think he did go on record as saying that before he took actually charge of any games. Like, I mean, surely it's not now.
No, but you can't claim that now at all.
Everything is surely like 4-2-3-1 now.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't play Championship Manager and go 4-3-3, does he?
But he does on the slide. FIFA 4-3-3. 4-3-3 attacking on FIFA.
Oh God, this is totally off topic, by the way. Did you see that thing the other day, today about that fella who's played 300 years of Football Manager seasons in Germany?
No.
Broke the world record. He's played 300
what year is he in now?
seasons. So it'd be 2002, 3.
Oh, so he's like from year 2000? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's gone absolutely wild with it, yeah.
Never felt
He only managed
such a woman in, has he?
He only managed 3 teams as well. Should have like a 100-year spell.
I think one of them was an Everton.
No, I think it's FC United or something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice. See, that's another thing you could do with your Saturday afternoons if Everton weren't involved. Just play Football Manager.
Yeah, just lock yourself in, blinds down, settle into a footy manager session.
I think we'll all be doing that anyway soon, won't we? Social media, blackout, blinds down. No, don't want to know. Kate Riley James, integrity is everything. I'm posting the same, we need to do this type messages post defeat isn't achieving anything. I think she's having a little dig at us here.
I thought that as well, but I think when I read this first of all, I thought she was, but then I realised I think she means the clubs.
Isn't achieving anything other than to fuel the fan base frustration. The old adage, actions speak louder than words. Instagram posts and infographics has never been more apt. So yeah, so basically I think that's the point of the club need to stop coming out with these platitudes and stuff. Just need to do stuff.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, just put a training game on or something. I don't know. I think everyone has just been made up and they just went 2 days without posting anything.
Yeah. Including the social media department.
Yeah. they put something up about Fabian Delph's injury today. He's out the England squad, isn't he?
Oh,
He should be anywhere near that, by the way, anyway.
It's bizarre,
Retire Fabian, yeah. Should be involved in that anyway. And like just the responses on it, just get people angry anyway. You know, you sort of go through, you scroll through them and you look at them and think, oh, I'm worked up about this again now. just jib it off. Total radio silence for a few days, but yeah.
Gaz BD Calhoun, if Marco Silva goes, should Marco Brands go for diabolical negligence in the summer transfer window.
Marco Brand's like a fusion
Marco
of the
Brand,
two of them.
I should Farhad Moshiri for approaching them both.
Get rid of everyone.
Just clear out the lot. I should Bill Kenway clear out for bringing in Farhad Moshiri. Wow. I'm no Marco Silva fan, but we all know he'll be the latest sacrificial lamb to keep the hordes happy.
Well,
Heavy stuff, that, isn't it?
let's not forget, Marcel Brands will be going anywhere because he's on the board now.
He is, yeah, so it's going to be a lot
Which
tricky to get rid of him.
Again, and is that a bit of a, don't want to go down a rabbit hole here, maybe it's one for more DBM lads, but was that a little bit misguided and a bit too...
We were happy at the time, weren't we? But now it seems a bit like...
Bit of a weird one, really, yeah. But, I think Brands is ultimately the man who's going to be making these... I don't know, do you think he will make the... Will be the one making the decision on Silva or not?
I think ultimately it'll come down to Moshiri, won't it? But I'm sure he'll have a say in it, won't he? He'll have a say in the next manager.
Yeah, he's supposed to direct the football, I suppose, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's it. It doesn't reflect well on him, does it?
No.
If the manager's not, making his team do it on the pitch, the director of football,
I think he's in the doghouse at the moment, isn't he, with a few blues as well.
Yeah.
Brands, I think that people are starting to look a bit more critically at him, but, Gaz's suggestion of just getting rid of all of them is... I'd be on board with that, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Who would you make chairman if Bill Kenway went? And who would you make? I don't want actually serious answers here.
We get the old Dixie mascot back. He can be chairman.
Yeah, Mr. Testicles.
Mr. Testicles, director of football.
Yeah.
Changa the Elephant as manager. Tell you what, couldn't do much worse, could they?
This should be absolutely boss.
To be honest,
I am on board with this.
I think that's everyone,
Yeah.
I think. Owen Parks said, in terms of being a season-defining game, have we ever had a bigger game than what's coming up against West Ham? We seem to have that bigger game every time the game comes along.
What about the Watford Cup game, I think?
The Watford, yeah, that is.
I mean, at this point, I'm not really arsed about whether Silva keeps his job and all that kind of thing. I know we're in the relegation zone, which is utterly grim, but I'm not really in that post-Southampton 4-1 underwear phase where I thought, my God, we are going down here.
Yeah.
But I think I don't really care. Obviously I do, but this season in isolation, I just want us to stay in the cup competition and have something to look forward to. The West Ham game, if he loses that, I think he probably will go. But I think the Watford one, just get into the quarterfinals of that and at least have something to look forward to. If we go out to that, you're thinking, what is it apart from just the week-to-week churn of average Premier League games and finishing mid-table again? So
and the thing now is all the hard games coming up.
Yeah.
So from the end of November.
You say that, but United and Tottenham at the weekend. You look at them currently. I think apart from the top two, the rest of the league's pretty horrendous, isn't it?
It is, but we're losing to the worst teams, isn't it?
We are.
Effectively, we're losing to bottom half teams.
Yeah. We beat Watford, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did beat Watford. We beat Wolves.
Yeah.
But we did no one any favours beating Man City, by the way.
Yeah. But even that puts our City one into last week into a bit of context, doesn't it? It's like, we tried. And it's like, no, just go and beat them at home.
Yeah. But the thing with Wolves is, I think they had 2 shots, didn't they? And they scored both.
Oh, did they?
And we had 8 and scored 1. So
dear.
You can't legislate for stuff like that, can you?
No. But I forgot what you were talking about then. Oh, the West Ham game, for me, I'm more arse about the Watford one.
So we lose that. What then?
I mean, we lose that, he'll be gone.
Do you reckon?
Because you don't, you had the instance of the weekend where he goes over to the fans after the Burnley game, after the final whistle, and gets a bit of stick. But I think if you've got an empty Goodison Park at the end, or a booming Goodison Park, and people just being a bit moody in general, and it's on Sky, it's the first story of the weekend and all that. If we lose to West Ham, I think it's probably 90% or 75% of people. 75% of people at the moment, I'd say, probably want him gone. If that goes to 90, and it's an empty Goodison, and there's an anxious Goodison, I don't think there's really any way back for him then.
Yeah, it'll ruin that cup game, won't it?
Yeah, it would, yeah.
Because the Watford won't be bringing anyone up either. It'll be like the good old days of the 90s.
Oh, God, yeah. At least we've got a break, please.
Yeah, that's it. I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
We somehow managed to eke out half an hour on that.
Yeah. What's the score this week? Will be boss with Kate Riley on?
So what's the score? We're doing a look at what to do this weekend around town because there's no Everton on, which I'm sure everyone will be happy about, so look out for that. I think that's it for YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
No post-match because there's no game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be doing more stuff on YouTube. We're going to have a talk about some more videos we're going to try and do. So if you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. enjoy the free weekend, take advantage of it, and we'll see you for What's the Score next time.